Hello and welcome to all the viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global TV. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Edikan Michael. The Minister of the Federal Capital Authority, Mr. Yusuf Wike, has assured the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, of FCT administration support to curb insecurity in the nation. Wike will pledge when the Chief of Defense Staff visited Nigerian military to keep Nigeria safe. He assured Musa of FCT's support in whatever form to improve the security situation in the country and maintain the territorial integrity of the nation. The minister also stated that they are trying to build an FCT Rapid Response Center that will be managed by a joint team of military, the police, Department of State Services, and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. The minister said that the center will be equipped with every form of technology to strengthen the fight against insecurity. 1 week after the authorities of Nigeria Customs Service opened the Ilala land border between Nigeria and Niger Republic, the government of the Niger Republic on Friday opened its border in Koni for operations. A source no familiar from Koni in Niger Republic said that the border was declared open at exactly 12 p.m. on Friday. He commended the decision of the leadership of the country, the military junta, for giving a listening hearing to the yearnings of the people by ensuring the border is open. The federal government has demanded that federal civil servants on study leave show evidence of approval obtained from the office of the head of service of the Federation. This is as the head of civil service of the Federation, Falashida Yemi Yusan, noted that the federal government has now put in place a mechanism to retain verification of workers in service in order to ascertain their true location. This was made known in a memo addressed to all permanent secretaries in Abuja. The federal government had in August 2021 raised the alarm over civil servants applying for study leave with admission letters obtained from suspicious foreign universities. Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has approved the appointment of his brother Ferdinand Uzodinma as his Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of General Services. The governor also reappointed Cosmos Iwu as the Secretary to the State Government, Nnamdi Ayiwa as his Chief of Staff, and Cindy Habo as the Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of operations. The two officials served in the same capacities in Uzodinma's first 4 years as governor. Also appointed Patrick Eyeki as the Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of administration and Sam Mwabasinem as a Special Advisor on Program and Policy Implementation and Monitoring. Now, the Defense Headquarters on Friday said it has declared 97 persons wanted for terrorism, violence, extremism, threat against the state. This is said by Major General Edward Buba, Director of Defense Media Operations, who confirmed the names and pictures of the people declared wanted in Abuja on Friday night. The wanted persons, bandits and insurgent commanders are from the northeast, northwest, north central and southeast zones. In the northeast, plagued by Boko Haram and Islamic State for West Africa province terrorists, 33 persons were declared wanted. The gathering of citizens and advocates for equity and national development with the sole aim of conveying government policies and programs to the citizenry and relating the concerns of the citizenry to the government in return. And in line with their position for equity and national development, the body led by Chibuzo Agbuevi commended President Bola Tinubu-led government for the embargo on foreign trips by government officials so as to cut down the cost of governance and portray the government as leading by example. These remarks was made during a press briefing in the nation's capital, Abuja. Global television correspondent Anthony Mamodo reports.
The Citizens for Equity and National Development, through the executive member Jerome Azuboko, has called on the nation's leadership and legislature to lead by example amidst the sufferings of Nigerians are going through.
It is the emphatic embargo on foreign trips by public officials recently announced by Mr. President. We do know that if this thing is reduced to Naira and Kobo and made available to Nigerians, we will appreciate greatly the amount of money the president has saved for the country by that singular order. Of course, it makes sense that when the government tells our people to tighten their belts as a result of reforms that government has unleashed on the people and the country, it makes sense that the government itself should feel the pulse of the people.
Azuboko praised President Tinubu's willingness to look into the recommendations and resolutions of the 2014 Confab, which drew Nigerians from different walks of life, as it will serve as a remedy to some of the country's challenges.
We understand that Confab was well intended and had in attendance representation for all the segments of the country. Most importantly, it was said that time that all the positions they arrived at was through consensus, in spite of the rancorous beginning of that confab. And Nigerians have been hoping since that time that implementation of the contents of that report will go a long way to help Nigerians to solve some of the problems, especially the problems that border on suspicion occasioned by our fidelity to tribe and religion.
The civil society body chieftain expressed concerns with the scandal surrounding the 2024 budget and the dire need of the legislature to clear its name by coming out clean.
Even though the Senate has come out through the Senate Committee Chairman on Appropriation to say that this is the way they do it, that this 3.7 trillion is actually captured in the budget, but that they are not tied to specific projects because this is the way they have always done it. We urge them as representatives of the people to always try to be creative and inventive. The mere fact that our great-grandfathers did it this way, Zik and Awolowo did this way, Shagari and Co did it this way, does not mean that in the 21st century, our representatives will be telling us that there are contents of the budget that will not be specifically tied to projects.
There is no gainsaying the dire need for every citizen to support the government of the day to achieve a better society and nation. Anthony Momodu reporting for Global Television News.
National Association of Nigerian Students in Benin Republic has assured Nigerian students in the West African country of a speedy completion of the investigative process into the activities of degree mills, which has led to the suspension of degree certificate from Benin Republic, Togo, and some other countries. The body, in a statement by its president, Ikenna Favour, also urged the student not to pay attention to purveyors of fake news while stressing the fact that the degree obtained from universities in the country are valid and legal. The Federal Ministry of Education had announced the suspension of degree certificate from some African countries following an investigative report by a Daily Nigerian reporter, Omar Odo. The Nigeria Customs Service on Friday has announced that the federal government has approved the suspension of 25% penalty previously imposed in addition to the import duty on improperly imported vehicles. In a statement signed by the NCA's national spokesman, Abdullahi Mawida, the service revealed that the Honorable Minister and Coordinating Minister of the Economy have approved the suspension of the 25% penalty previously imposed in addition to import duty on improperly imported vehicles. The Chief Judge of Edo State, Justice Daniel Okwuobuwa, has constituted a 7-man panel to investigate the allegations leveled against the State Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu, by the State House of Assembly. This is part of the processes initiated by the Assembly to impeach the Deputy Governor. According to the statement, the panel is headed by the retired Justice S.A. Omonua, that the Honorable Chief Judge of Edo State, Honorable Justice D.I. Okwuobuwa, has constituted the panel of a 7-man to investigate the allegations contained in the impeachment of the Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu. The Chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has cautioned media organizations against fake news of misleading reports ahead of the Edo and Ondo governorship election. Yakubu gave the caution in Abuja during a consultative meeting with the media. He urged the media and the public to scrutinize the biodata and credentials of the candidate when published as provided by the law. Edika Michael has the report.
The INEC chairman urged media organizations to engage with political parties as well as their aspirants on a report on the primaries with the same diligence and depth they report the main elections conducted by INEC. INEC board further assures that the commission will continue to collaborate with the media on the activities of the electoral body.
Important reality in today's age of information technology is the spread of fake news and misinformation instantly and on a global scale. As I said on many occasions, INEC does not believe in censorship. The best antidote to fake news is greater openness and transparency. It is in furtherance of this policy that the Commission interfaces regularly with stakeholders through our regular consultative meetings. We appreciate our partnership with the media, and I want to reassure you that INEC will continue to work very closely indeed with you.
In a remark, the President of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Chris Izioguso, says the media will continue to uphold the sanctity of the ballot and safeguard the democratic aspiration of the citizens. He promised that the NUJ will continue to support INEC through accurate reportage of its activities to assist the electorate in making informed decisions.
Together, we must uphold the sanctity of the ballot box and safeguard democratic aspirations of our nation. It is hoped that our collective efforts would pave the way for a brighter, more prosperous future for all Nigerians.
The Independent National Electoral Commission says it will publish the personal particulars of the candidate in Form AC9 for the Edo State governorship election on the 31st of this month as required by law. For the Ondo governorship election scheduled for 16th of November 2024, Professor Yakubu said political parties are expected to commence the conduct of primaries in the next 2 weeks. Edikan Michael, Global TV News.
National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control said it has busted a fake bottle water syndicate at the Pipeline Road axis of Obiakpa government area of Rivers State. The agency said that this discovery followed a tip off from some well-meaning members of the public, which the officials speedily have acted on. Now, the Public Relations Officer South Zone, Cyril Moye, will disclose this in a statement in Port Harcourt, says that the suspects were using a discreet shop camouflage as a pool house for the production. Also, one of the distributors of the fake bottled water was arrested after packing the product and loading them for sale to unsuspecting consumers. You're watching News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using our Global TV NG and all the handles down shown on your screen. When News Cycle returns, Tinubu Airport Mina gets $3.2 million Army Aviation anger. These and other stories coming right after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcasts of News Cycle. The federal government on Saturday expressed sympathy with the Russian Federation over the tragic attack in Moscow. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tugay, in a statement commiserated the Russian Federation over the tragic attack said to have killed 60 people at a concert in Moscow. We convey our deepest condolences to the people and government of the Russian Federation on the tragic attack carried out in the Crocus Concert Hall in Moscow. We pray for the quick recovery of those injured at this challenging time. We stand in brotherhood with the government and the Russian Federation, the minister said. More on the foreign scene, the United Nations Security Council is expected to vote as soon as Friday on a United States drafted resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza as the European Union called for a humanitarian pause, adding to the pressure on Israel to end a 5-month-long bombardment on the Palestinian territory. Washington, Israel's staunchest ally, has been gradually hardening its tone following its early solid support for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin and his war in Gaza. The latest draft resolution makes a further towing of Washington's approach aimed at rising global condemnation of a war in which some 32,000 Palestinians have been killed. United Nations experts have also warned of an imminent famine as a result of Israel's blockade. Increasing global water scarcity is fueling more conflict and contributing to instability. The United Nations warns in a new report which says access to clean water is critical to promoting peace. The UN World Water Development Report 2024 released on Friday said 2.2 billion people worldwide have no access to clean drinking water, and 3.5 billion people lack access to safely managed sanitation. Girls and women are the first victims of a lack of water, said the report published by the UN Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, especially in rural areas where they have the primary responsibility of collecting supplies. Spending several hours a day on fetching water, coupled with lack of safe sanitation, is a contributing factor to girls dropping out of the schools. United Nations agencies have long warned that not only are children and women at grave risks of thirst and starvation, but the lack of clean water also has disrupted medical treatment and hygiene. The State Department said that the United States Embassy has warned its citizens to avoid large gatherings following Friday's terrorist attack in Moscow, Russia's capital. And no fewer than 40 persons who have been confirmed killed and over 100 injured when gunmen in camouflage clothing opened fire on people at a concert in the Crocus City Hall near Moscow on Friday, Russia's FSB security service stated. And in business, an Army aviation hangar worth $3.2 million is to be established at the newly renovated Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Airport in Minna. The coordinator of Nigerian Army Aviation Brigadier General Musa Akili told Niger State Governor Mohammed Umaru Bago during a courtesy call in Minna that the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Airport in Minna passed all the checklists from the creation of the hangar and the approval of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria FAN, as well as the Federal Ministry of Aviation. He said that the construction of the hangar, which will be of immense economic benefit to the state, will commence in no distant future, adding that the Minna hangar, when completed, will have 12 attack helicopters and 8 Magnus light attack aircraft for surveillance and patrol, as well as other activities. He further stated that with the creation of the hangar in Minna, the delay associated with maintenance of aircraft will be eliminated, and the e-light and private jets can park them in Minna at a minimum cost. Nyesom Wike, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, has approved the disbursement of 280.3 million naira scholarship for 13,946 underprivileged students across all educational levels in the FCT. This announcement was made by Dalami Ayo, Mandate Secretary of the Education Secretariat for FCT Administration in Gwagwalada, at an event marking the rapid rehabilitation of 19 public schools across the Federal Capital Territory. The ceremony was held at the School of the Gifted in Gwagwalada Area Council within the Federal Capital Territory. In fulfillment of his pledge to create a new security architecture to secure mining sites, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dela Aleke, has charged the 2,220-strong Mines Marshal TAG Kogo to smoke out illegal miners and all those who flout the nation's mining laws. Formally receiving the marshals drawn from the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps from the Commandant General Abubakar Ahodi, representing the Minister of Interior, Ambo Olubumi, they have charged the new operatives to stem theft and all the various activities around the nation's mineral resources so that the nation can reap maximum benefit from the God-given resources. Queen Agaba has the details.
It will be recalled that as a result of the efforts of the Presidential Inter-Ministerial Committee on Securing Natural Resources, chaired by Dr. Alake, the Minister of Interior, Honorable Olubumi Ojo, a few weeks ago launched the NSCDC-led Mines Marshal, which represents the first layer of the new security architecture to secure the mining environment. Alake disclosed that talks are on with the Ministry of Police Affairs to boost the marshals with more men, with a command structure spread across the 36 states and the FCT.
Today's event of launching and formally handing over the civil defense structure to engage illegal miners and sanitize our mining environment was also part of what we conceived at the interministerial committee level. I am very, very happy to let the public know that we did say at the onset that we are going to tackle insecurity in this sector. And the first batch of the security apparatus that we are using in this sector is what we are launching here today.
In his remarks, NSCDC Commandant General Abubakar Odi stated that the new Mines Marshal will give verve to the Corps' mandate of protecting national assets and infrastructure, in which solid minerals is a major component. Odi revealed that the marshals will liaise with mine inspectorates in states to garner intelligence and take directives from the ministry for effective execution of its mandate.
They call them mining mining marshals, transport and mining marshals, with an operational code. There's an operational code name called Hayaking Ogo. Hayaking Ogo. All those illegal miners who are hiding, we will smoke them out. The country have realized that we are losing a very huge amount of revenues from the mining industry. And so the squad is here, and this same squad is going to be replicated. In fact, they are ready. They are just, by the time we hand over to our brother here, we will now give instruction that we will liaise with all the state arm of the solid minerals department, ministry, so that we replicate the same squad, nationwide.
The chairman, House Committee on Solid Minerals, Honorable Jonathan Befwe, who graced the occasion, expressed satisfaction with the new security outfit, noting that with improved security around mining areas, Nigeria's economic fortunes is bound for a forward leap.
I am excited today, Honorable Minister, because today Nigeria can finally sleep with two eyes closed, knowing that with what you have been able to achieve here today, our economic fortunes are going to change in no distant time. One of the greatest challenges we've been having as a nation is the fact that our solid minerals have not only been illegally mined, but more than that, they've been illegally smuggled out without us getting true value for that gift or those gifts that God has given us.
He further reassures the House of Representatives' commitment to support the solid mineral development in achieving its goal. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
In sports, Malaysia decided against hosting the 2026 Commonwealth Games because of the cost, the government said. In a fresh blow to an event seen as outdated by some, the decision made at the cabinet meeting chaired by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim follows the withdrawal of the Australian state of Victoria last year. This is scrambling to find a host after Victoria withdrew last July because of soaring costs. They offered Malaysia and other potential hosts £100 million to step in with just over 2 years to go until the Games are supposed to take place. But the Malaysian government says that the offer was not expected to be able to cover the entire cost of organizing a large-scale sport event, adding that they want to focus on the development of sports as well as the welfare and well-being of the people. And that is it on the news cycle, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using at Global TV NG and others shown on your screen. I am Edikan Michael. Many thanks for watching. See you again.